at Hayden.
I knew I had to look old-fashioned because Kelly always looks so good, so I had to sit next to her.
Just turned 18.
Oh, my God.
Whole world in front of her. Biggest star in the biggest hit show on NBC.
You know, I had no idea. I don't know if you guys know this, but JJ, who's his daughter, is a writer on our show.
Yes.
That's right.
And one of my favorites. And I didn't even think of the last name. Didn't even cross my mind. And somebody told me the other day, she's one of my favorite people.
Well, Regis is like Cher. You forget he has a last name.
Or maybe Hayden never saw our show.
I have two.
You look terrific, Hayden. You really do.
you.
You're having a good time back in... Well, you're a New York girl,
I
aren't
am
you?
a New Yorker.
Sure. Rockland County is where you kind of grew
Rockland
up.
County, get to go back tonight.
And you started very young in the business, you know, and grew up normal, working, doing your thing. So you enjoy being, you enjoyed being a child actor.
I definitely did, and I think I grew up in the best place. I love New York. I grew up in Rockland County, which is a place that's outside the city, outside anything sceney, so I just enjoyed what I did.
So how did they find you for this role? Were you still living here?
I'm still living here. I had just finished Bring It On.
Right, sure, of course.
Bring it on.
And I went in, I was in LA, went in for a general meeting with NBC, and they kind of tossed me the script on the way out and was like, hey, read this. You know, usually you hear about great scripts beforehand and everyone wants it and everyone wants to audition for it. And I hadn't heard anything. But it was incredible. It was a little script that said heroes and had a cockroach running across it. It was very interesting.
So you liked it, and they liked you, and that's how it happened.
And that's kind of how it happened,
Boy,
yeah.
oh boy, isn't that a terrific
And you're
story?
back to work now.
Yes, June.
And how long is your schedule? It's got to be a grueling one, because that's a pretty intense show.
Yeah, we shoot for 10 months out of the year.
Oh, wow.
And so when you guys had to deal with the whole hiatuses last year and those big breaks that we took during the show, they were so necessary. I mean, we were filming throughout the entire time, so we try to, you know, crack down and get things done so you guys can enjoy it.
Day and night filming.
Yes.
Yeah,
day, night, weekend filming, anything to get it done.
Do you have a social life?
I do. Because I'm out of school now, at least high school, I don't have to go to school on set anymore, so that means I can get off
That has to be
earlier,
fantastic.
later. It's wonderful.
So you just turned 18. How did you celebrate your birthday?
I celebrated it with my castmates, my friends, my family. You know, I kind of just wanted a low-key thing that I could enjoy without having a camera in your face. So it was a good time. My two best friends from here came out and visited me.
That's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
It was wonderful.
How do they feel about this success you're enjoying? I mean, can they believe it?
They think it's funny. They think it's hilarious. You know, they tease me all the time.
Do they know how hard you're working?
They do. They do. And it's gotten harder and harder to get a hold of me, and I get yelled at for it.
Don't call them anymore, Hayden. You're too big. I'm only kidding. You were kind of reminiscing with Hayden about her early days in your games.
Sure.
Soap operas.
Soap operas, right?
What were they? Which ones did you work on?
I did One Life to Live. I started at 4.
Wow.
I was Tina and Cord's daughter.
Did you have any,
Roberts.
Of course.
did they give you
And
any
the guy
problems
like-
that you had to solve when you were a kid on the show? I mean, were you a troubled teenager or a troubled preteen? You didn't have
I
any
think
problems
so.
at all?
I was 4. I'm sure they did.
But it's
It
amazing,
is a soap opera after all.
Absolutely.
It's so funny, like, trying to, like, I have a 4-year-old son, and trying to get him to sit up to take a picture for, say, the family Christmas card is next to impossible. So when you see these actors at the age of 4 who can sit and follow direction
Disciplined.
and understand what the director's saying and interpret it and behave themselves and do their schoolwork, there's like a special gene for that. It's like a person that's born to do it.
Well, I mean, I loved what I did, and God knows I would have thrown a tantrum if I didn't. I mean, I was 4.
Sure.
I know Guiding Light, by the way. I know Guiding Light. I was on it like 8. Thank you. They did try to kill me a few times on that one.
Now you got a movie coming out pretty soon, huh?
I do.
Fireflies in the Garden?
Fireflies in the Garden. It's a phenomenal cast. Julia Roberts, Willem Dafoe, Ryan Reynolds, and Emily Watson. And it was just a wonderful experience. Shot it down in Texas. It was only a week. And it was just, you know, to be around that caliber of actors and you know, you just learn so much.
Were you nervous?
you know, you walk in and you think you're going to be, and then when you meet certain people, they just make you feel so at ease.
Sure. They relax you.
They really relax you. The environment was very non-threatening. It was just a wonderful experience, all in all.
Well, now, the new season, the last season ended with a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the new season opening tonight, of course, how will that begin? And 4 months later or 5 months later?
It's 4 months from where we left off the first season. A lot has happened in the 4 months. There are a lot of pieces of the puzzle to put together. Certain people are missing, possibly dead. Don't know.
Not dead.
And
Otherwise the show ends, and then...
But they're really fond of killing people on my show. So
But they can't kill
somebody
you.
could be
Because
gone.
you are, one of your power is that you are indestructible.
Oh, the writers tell me all the time they can.
Oh, really?
You mean like there's some way, there's got to be some way? She's allergic
You know
to paper.
what? I think it's Hollywood. You can do anything you want, especially in Heroes. We brought people back from the dead. But if you saw in the first season when I had a tree branch stuck in the back of my head and Peter had the glass stuck in the back of his head, there's a spot, I think, in the back of the head, in the brain, where, you know, my question is, if that tree trunk had stayed in there, how long could it have been in there before I wasn't able to regenerate?
Oh, I think 3 or 4 seasons at least. depending on the
Gotta
meetings.
be, yeah.
So when I disappear, you know that they just shove something in the back of my head and opening in the back in season 5. Yeah, she's still lying on the autopsy table.
Well, let's take a look at your character now. This is the first day at a new school, right? You're
Yep.
attending? Take a look at this.
Well, it's easy for you to say you're not wading into the shark-infested waters of 11th grade. I don't have one friend. I'm shark bait.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. You don't look any different from the kids in Texas. Okay, except for her. So maybe they're a little bit more sophisticated here, but you're gonna blend right in.
If you say so.
Just remember what we talked about.
I know. I'm Claire Butler. Don't slip up.
It's not just the name, it's everything. Trust me, the company is still out there, and they will find us unless we're flawless with our plan. From now on, you have to be entirely unextraordinary.
Right. Don't stand out in any way.
Exactly. Don't raise your hand in class, and don't even think about trying out for cheerleading.
That's funny. Well, what do you think? Going to have a good season?
I think we're going to have a wonderful season. We've got a wonderful new characters that we're going to introduce you guys. You know, it's a very multicultural cast, and there are some cultures that we've skipped out on, so we're going to introduce you.
Hayden, thank you very much.
You
Say hello to
guys.
JJ.
Miss your mom.